Alright, in this video I'm going to show you another car that I just bought. I bought another car. I bought another Honda, and the reason why I'm so greasy is because I've just finished working on it. I had to replace something, but yeah, let me show you my new Honda. No, it's not that. That's not my new Honda. That's the DC5 over there, and this is my new, well, it's not new, Honda Accord CL9. It's a 2005s. So right now we have a 2005 Honda Accord Euro. So the Euro is all the luxury stuff. So we'll go interiors later. With it has all the heated seats and electronics, everything electrical. So that's just the luxury side of that. But yeah, this is it. This is my 2005 Accord Euro, and manual, 6-speed manual, and this car is awesome. I absolutely love this car. It just reminds me of the DC5 and what the DC5 represents and what it's supposed to be in a daily form. Now, let's just go around the car first. That gives a quick show, because there's something going with the front bumper. So the front bumper is like a facelift, pre-facelift stuff fitted onto the CL9. It's a bit weird on the way it works, but that's how it is. It's got some FN2 Type R wheels, which are from the egg-shaped Type R, which I'm sure you guys know, FN2R. I'm not a big fan of them, but it came with the car and it looks good, looks better than stock, so I'm happy with that. Lots of camber in the back. It does have some hard race camber arms, but I'll get into the mod list a bit later. We'll go a bit in depth with the mod list, but this is the car at this point of time. I've actually had it for a while now. I've had it for maybe I think 2 or 3 months now, because I just didn't have enough time to film and stuff, and I had to replace a few things in the car. I just actually worked on it today. And replaced shifter cables. These shifter cables were pretty worn out, and one day I actually just lost the bottom gears, so second, fourth, and sixth, and reverse. So I actually lost those gears just randomly. It wasn't a big shunt or a rear, or like a big noise or anything. Just in traffic, I just went one and then second, and there was no second. So the bottom gears are really loose. So I replaced the shifter cables from that. But I don't even know where to start, to be honest. But let's just start with the car itself and why I bought the car. So the CL9, I bought it because the wagon was just giving me too many issues. Now, it's not like there's anything detrimentally wrong with the wagon. It's just that the cost of keeping it the cost of keeping it running as a daily was pretty high. And pretty high in the sense where it's like, I own 3 cars at this point of time, and I don't need that cost right now, especially with the DC5 that is still sitting here and eagerly waiting to get done. And I'm just like, I'm so depressed about it because I can't get this car ready, and I have to deal with the wagon breaking down all the time. No, it's not say breaking down, but it's just like cost. If the wagon was my only car, it'd be a totally different story. I'd be spending money on it. I'd be more than happy to just say like, yeah, let's just keep doing stuff for the wagon. And there's so many things I wanted to do. I wanted to do a really cool build on the wagon, but yeah. So basically, the Accord is basically the daily for the daily, because the wagon was out of commission at that time. As you guys know, before, the wagon had a cooling issue. No problems at all with the cooling issue anymore. But now, I believe what happened was, I do know, because it's fixed now. This is just a big recap of what had happened in the last few months. But the wagon control arms just went kaput. They died. They were, they exploded. Kind of, the bearings were gone. It was like just shot out of there, and the car under braking would shake and judder and just turn so much, and it was horrible to drive. It's fixed now. The car's awesome to drive, but it's just not a daily car anymore. I can't drive it every day because I don't know the next thing that's going to happen. Where as opposed to these things, these Hondas, these CL9s, it's a Honda. And when I got this thing and drove it, and I realized, I said to myself, why hadn't I just gotten a Honda before? I'm working on a Honda. This car is running almost the entire same running gear as what I'm putting in the DC5. I know the DC5 inside out. I know K20 A3 inside out. I know that gearbox inside out. It's the same gearbox, it's the same engine, and this has a lot of mods, which we'll get into in a bit. But I'm just saying, like, I should have bought a car like this a long time ago. When I sold the Lancer, I should have bought a CL9 or another Honda or another Civic, because it's so much more familiar. But then again, I said when I bought the wagon, I wanted something new. And I did get that experience, but I guess for me, it's not a feeling or experience I want to keep or have. I do want to keep it. I'd love to have 3 cars, 4 cars, 5 cars, 10 cars. I love cars, and I'd love to keep the wagon because it's such a cool thing. But we'll see what happens with the wagon, if it's going to sell or not. It's currently up for sale because I need funds to fund this thing, because the funds for this thing the DC5 was used to buy this thing because I needed a car to get to and from work, because obviously work is very important and you got to get to work and stuff. I know I'm talking very fast, a lot of things are going on, but I have had no time to do this, to be honest. I have had no time to vlog or film or whatever because everything has been so busy since we moved into here. That's right, so we moved. I would have said some in the last videos that we're moving, and I had moved into an apartment. This is the apartment. I've got the CL9 parked in one spot where my mom usually parks, and the DC5 is in a permanent spot there. We have 2 spots, and then this car and the wagon is usually in the visitor, so the wagon's sitting in the visitor right now. A lot to take in, I know, but yeah, it is what it is with life. That's how it is. Today we're working on the shifter cables, came in our box. The shifter cables were pretty munted. But anyway, look, I just wanted to introduce this car formally because I feel like this car will definitely have a lot of more videos. It is essentially a Honda, and this car, basically what I say is, I got what I paid for in terms of what has been done to the car and what's inside, as in interior wise. Exterior wise, the car is pretty gank. It's pretty crap. The car has a lot of marks everywhere. The car has a lot of scratches. It honestly needs a love job, to be honest, in terms of paint and stuff. On camera, it probably looks amazing. Actually, you can probably tell, look, the fade, it is pink. As in, it's now faded to pink. It was red. It probably looked like this before, not really. But yeah, and as you can see, it's pretty dirty. And the bonnet has been resprayed a different red, so it doesn't actually match under sunlight. You know, under this light you could probably just tell, probably not. But yeah, this is a CL9. I wanted to just give you guys on the channel an intro. Everyone on Instagram knew, you know, everyone has already known about this car, that it's existed for a while, but I've just been really behind on videos that I wanted to just talk about this car and sort of just give you a tour of it. So yeah, this is the CL9. I love this thing. I love this thing. It's actually been out of commission for a week or so because the shifter cable had ripped, and I've just replaced that today, and I drove it today, and it's such an amazing car. It's a very quick car. Why is it a quick car? Let's go inside and let's talk about it. Let's hop inside, and first thing you see is that gear shifter, right? That's the first thing you see, yeah? You think, what is going on here? This is a hybrid racing short shifter. Now, why would this guy have a short shifter? Because why not? It is amazing. The mods in this car, I will, you know, probably list down in like a couple minutes after I talk about this. But this short shifter, coolest thing ever. It is so cool. I love it. The gears are so short, and I've driven a CL9 before, and the gears, not the gears. Obviously, the gear ratio is pretty long, but in terms of like, look at that, the throw. In stock form, the throw is really long. This is so short. You know, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and then reverse. Like it's so short. And when you drive this, it's just amazing to drive. You feel like driving a race car 24/7. It feels like, honestly, to me, it just feels like I'm driving a gated Ferrari because it's red. This car's red. It has this shifter like this. It just feels like that I'm sitting there in like the 80s, 90s, driving a gated Ferrari, and the thing sounds so good as well. So in terms of mods and stuff, you know, I'll probably just list it on the screen while I read it out. So I've got the list here from the sale, but I'll just read it out to you guys and have stuff listed on the screen. So 2005 Honda Accord Euro Luxury with black leather interior. Obviously there's you know, paint fade and stuff. But we have a reflashed ECU. So the ECU has been reflashed. I don't know the exact details of what has been reflashed or what has been done or changed, but I do know that the VTEC now comes on at 4,500. So it comes on a lot earlier, and the rev limiter has been set to 7.8. I'm not sure if that's higher or lower. I'm pretty sure that is higher, but yeah, the RPM limit is now set at 7.8 thousand. It's got a HDI Cold Air Intake, so a custom intake setup, which I'll show you guys. It's got 4 2-to-1 headers with custom exhaust. Now the 4-to-2 into 1 headers is really good. I commend it. It looks good, but the exhaust is kind of wonky, kind of janky. It's a very, very custom job, and you know, by custom job I mean like it's hanging off the hangers, like literally hanging off the hangers, and it will scrape. And the reason it scrape is because it's pretty low, and we'll get into why it's low soon. So after the headers, we have a KTuned K-Series clutch line, so that's pretty good as well. And we also have a K20 Lightened Flywheel, you know, with the clutch, K20 clutch. So it is pretty hectic. It's a pretty cool setup in terms of transmission, in terms of punchiness. in terms of a bit of track too, so it is a good setup. The interior, we've got a hybrid racing short shifter with the S2 with Skunk 2 shift knob, so the Skunk 2 shift knob is pretty weighty. We've got a Stinger pack doubled in conversion, so we have a doubled in system with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. So this thing is awesome. I love this thing, Apple CarPlay and stuff. Really cool to have that because I did not want to install another one. I installed one in the wagon and it was a nightmare. Also got some Accord Euro Sport and Accord Euro R interior pieces. So these little carbon-esque or carbon type pieces, you know, they're from a Euro R and they look really nice here with the short shifter. So that's pretty cool there. And we also have Mugen Floormats. I don't know if you can see under the light. Oh yeah, we've got LED lights inside. That's tube over there. Yeah, we've got Mugen, you know, Floormats all over the car and over there. It's a bit messy, I know. In the back here, all Mugen. They do need a good clean. I haven't even vacuumed the car since I bought it, and it wasn't really clean anyway when I bought the car. But yeah, that's the interior. Exterior wise, we have BC red coilovers, so the car is pretty sacked. I haven't changed it at all since I bought it. It is really sacked, and I don't like that it's sacked because it scrapes and it's really low. It has hard race rear camber arms, so that's why the rear is very cambered, and I don't know why it's cambered like that. I'm not a big fan of camber. It's impractical camber, so the wear is off, the steering is off, the rear just slides about, and I don't like it. I would like a proper setup, so we would be doing a nice setup in the future. It has we have HIC rear window visors, so these, you know, the weather guards front and rear. FN2R wheels, which you've seen. We've got a facelift headlight and facelift bumper and fog lights. We also have the fog lights, and the fog lights do work. So that's pretty much everything that's been done to this car. It's a lot of stuff. You know, I've got the list here. You can see on my phone that there's a lot of stuff. This was off Marketplace. It is a lot of things, and I'll be honest, you know, I bought the car for 5.5 or 5.8, and that's pretty cheap for considering the Accords on the market right now. You know, you could probably get, you probably can't see my face. You could probably get, you know, Accords for pretty cheap, but you know, not with the stuff. Like, the interior is immaculate, apart from it just needs a good vacuum. But the seats, the heated seats, they work. The heater, the aircon, the radiator is pumping. I installed the sub from the wagon, I put in the back, and the wiring was already there. So someone had a sub before. The previous owner, the guy before him, had a sub, took his sub out, but left all the wiring. So all the wiring from here has been routed through underneath and then to the back seat. It's all there. So I just basically get my sub, put it in here, and plug the wiring up, and it works. And it works fine. So I'm very happy about this. You know, I love this thing. You guys will definitely see more videos of it. Let me show you the engine bay before I turn off. So I've just popped open the bonnet. I'll give you a show. So here we have K24A3. Now this K24A3 is the same K24A3 that's going into the DC5, and it's the same K24A3 that is the best K24, you know, that you can get in Australia. Now this is a pretty tough motor, and it has been reflashed, so it is very punchy. As you can see, it's got the custom intake here. So this intake it's very custom. The previous owner actually had it down there, so you can see it's all been cut up, and you know, this is the piping it had went from here into down there, and then it was open. And I don't really like that it's open. You know, Sydney weather, Sydney potholes, and this is my daily car. I don't want this to get thrashed. I don't want anything to go wrong. So that's why the intake has moved up to here, and I much prefer to have the intake system up here, because down there it's very nasty. This sensor was coming a bit loose. The previous one I had kind of glued it, so I just put some RTV on it for now to keep it sealed. It still runs without it, so I'm not too sure what this sensor is, but that is working. Also to note, these are drive-by-wire. I don't know if all C09s in Australia are drive-by-wire, but I know for a fact that all Euros in Australia are drive-by-wire. I don't know about around the world. Around the world is completely different, but there are some cable ones. I'm just not sure in Australia. I'm pretty sure all CL9s, all Euros, all Accords actually are drive-by-wire. Benefits and stuff, I don't mind it. I honestly, you know, it doesn't really. I've only driven drive-by-wire cars actually. I've never owned a cable car, and yeah, it doesn't really affect me. When you're banging gears and stuff, it does make a difference, especially on downshifts. It's a bit slower, but I mean, with the Reflash, the extra torque and stuff, and it's insane. This car's pretty quick. It's a pretty quick car. Definitely way faster than the wagon. A lot faster than the wagon, because, you know, I've driven the wagon a lot, and I jumped into this car. Once I learned, you know, the limits of this car and, you know, drove it hard, it's quick. it's way quicker than the wagon. The wagon is slow. The wagon is definitely a slow car. Even in the sense that, you know, in a corner world where we're all racing and driving in corners, the Lancer is a lot faster than the wagon, a lot faster. I don't know about this thing. I haven't taken this car through corners because it's not set up properly. You know, DC reds and stuff. So it does need a lot of setup, a lot of love. You can see how cambered the rear is. It is cambered a lot, and I don't like it that much. Sorry about the noises, but it's the neighbors. You know, there's a lot of cars here. It's an apartment building, so a lot of cars, a lot of apartments, but everyone's pretty nice. You know, no one's complaining about my 1, 2, 3 cars yet, so all good about that. So that's pretty much it. The CL9. It looks good. It is a very nice car. It's pretty sporty. Look, I basically got what I paid for with the mods and the bodywork. The bodywork doesn't need a lot of work, but you know, as far as CL9s go, it's a pretty good setup. I really enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, that's pretty much it. VTEC 2.4 liter. Remember, it is the 2.4 liter, so it's not just the basic economical version. And the Reflash really brings this car alive. Like I said, I've driven a non-reflashed one, and yeah, they're pretty, not sluggish, but very kind of slow and not as punchy as this car is. I'd love to take you for a drive one day, sure. Pop the camera in somewhere and go for a drive, but not today. I'll show you the exhaust system. Yeah, the exhaust system is pretty shit. Honestly, it's pretty bad. Look at it. It's like hanging. Looks so sad and depressed. It's just some tiny. It goes from 4 into 2. So 4 from the headers, into 2 from the headers, into 1. Then comes down into, you know, cats, and then just goes straight through here. Then into dual mufflers. Now, you know, from straight there to the dual mufflers is okay. You know, it's decent work. It looks okay. But from here, it's just garbage. There's no hangers. Like, it's not properly welded. It just hangs. You know, and the car is so low in the rear that when it scrapes, it hits the exhaust, and it hits the exhaust in an angle that, you know, like say a speed hump or something, will hit the exhaust in a way that it will always come out of the hanger, especially this side. So it'll hit it in a certain way that the exhaust will pop off the hanger and then just be hanging on the ground. And it doesn't scrape on the ground, but it's very loose, right? If you can see here, look, it shouldn't be like that. It should be way up and tucked in. So I will definitely be changing that to something else, a lot more sportier and a lot more chrome, because that just looks ugly and hideous and depressing. The wheels too. FN2s are nice. I've had an FN2 for a while, and for a bit. Sorry, I had one for a bit. You guys haven't seen it, but I had one for a bit. It belonged to someone else, and I had it in my care pretty much for, you know, a few months. Nice car. Very short gears. I don't like the short ratio. This thing has long ratio, but yeah, that's the FN2. Wheels definitely will change them. They're a lot skinnier, and someone has used these custom, you know, studs for it. I don't know what's going on there, but overall, the car is a daily, and I like it. It is a good car, and I'm not really sure what else to say about this car. I'll show you the sub. So yeah, I've mounted the sub in there. It's the same sub that's in my wagon, which you guys wouldn't have known about because I recorded videos of the wagon but never posted it. I'm not sure if I will, but yeah, that is a sub that was from the wagon. This is the pumping sub. It pumps. I got this for like $200, and it pumps. It is loud as, and like it's on low. I have to keep it on low. Otherwise, you know, my back will break. My back will hurt so much, and my ears. You know, the vibrations are intense. Anyone who's in the passenger seat, you know, they will hate their life because it's just that vibrating that, you know, it kills them. But it's good. The only problem with the sub right now is on this parcel shelf here. You can see that there's a reflector or light underneath there. There's a cover on it and it's loose. And what happens is with the sub, as the sub is pumping noise through, it vibrates the parcel shelf, and that bracket on top of it that's loose will hit the window. Not in a really bad way, but it's just vibrating on the window and it's going tick, 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 tick. So that will be something I'll have to suss out. On there. I think I left the car in ignition because I wanted to show you guys what it sounds like. yeah, pretty much a race car, right? So that's the engine bay running. It's pretty quiet inside. Outside, the intake, the VTEC, and the exhaust is pretty loud. The inside is pretty quiet, but yeah, VTEC definitely loud. You definitely know when VTEC is on and it hits, it pulls you, and it's very loud. So to be honest, guys, I don't really know what else to talk about this car. I just really wanted to introduce it because of really behind in videos. You guys don't even know that the motor and the box is actually in the DC5. It's not fully mounted, but we'll, when we get to working on that again, we'll talk about that and revisit that. But for now, this is the CL9. I'm very happy with the car. I love it, I enjoy it, and I can't wait to keep driving it. And I finally got it back running after the shifter cable nonsense. And we did upgrade the shifter cables, so we got hybrid racing shifter cables now. So that whole system, the shifter box, the shifter cables paired with this Reflash, this car's ready to pump. Ready to pump through some gears, roll through some gears, and keep it PG. I gotta keep it pedestrian because I can't bash this car. It is my daily car because the wagon is. I'm just gonna let the wagon sit and maybe drive it once or twice on the weekend or whenever. But this is the daily car to and from work, and my work is like an hour drive, to be honest, in traffic. So manual is okay because it's long ratio. The long ratio is good because I can stay in first and second, not go 1 2 3 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3 3 2 1 1 2 3 2 1. In a case of an EG, not an EG, sorry, an FN2R, very very short gears. That car in traffic, you're gonna hate your life. 1 2 and 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. This car, not that case. I'm usually in first and second in traffic, and you're back to first, and the car's amazing. Anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. This is the CL9, and you'll see it in a lot more videos. We'll see what happens with the wagon, if I sell it or not. And the DC5, definitely, we're gonna crack on. We gotta keep cracking on. I'll give you an update on that soon and what's happening. But it will be going to On Edge Auto soon. Hopefully when the wagon sells, the car will go straight to On Edge and get those mounts done because it needs custom engine mounts for the engine and gearbox. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is the CL9. If you want to see more about it, please subscribe. Please like and share. It does help out a lot. I know I'm very inconsistent, but that's just how life is. I haven't stopped doing anything. It's just that you guys haven't seen it. I'm always doing car stuff. I love cars, and if you're following the Instagram Divine RPM, you'll know how much that we love to keep working on cars, me and the boys, and we love doing this stuff. So yeah, again, I know I said bye probably 10 times already, but this is it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. This is the CL9, that's the DC5, the wagon's parked there. This is me, I'm Kogoshi, I'm Sahel, Divine RPM. See you in the next video.